I've been looking into the heart valves. And so please, nobody go onto the back that looks like this, because I have ordered pig hearts off of Amazon to dissect in front of the class, but they still haven't come yet, so I think I might be doing it on Tuesday. And so that's what this is for. You guys can just fill out the different places and label them so you have a sheet. But nobody go to there because we're not going to be using that. But heart valves: pulmonary, aortic, mitral, and tricuspid valves by Marco. Or me. Central idea. So, like Keita, I decided to make my own central idea. Original version. Systems have structures and processes which interact to sustain life. And my version is your heart has chambers, valves, veins, and arteries which pump and receive blood, and work together to keep you alive. So, introduction, picture of heart, mitral valve, tricuspid valve, aortic valve, pulmonary valve, surprising box, the conclusion, and the end. And I also need to grab something from my so.
I wonder if it's a surprise.
They work together to pump and receive blood. Although all the valves work together, they are all very different and have a different job. I'm going to be studying or doing all 4 valves: the tricuspid valve, the pulmonary valve, the aortic valve, and finally the mitral valve. So here is just showing you what the the valves that I'm doing. So here's the mitral valve, and the tricuspid valve, the aortic valve, and the pulmonary valve. And here they are on the thing. So there's the mitral valve right there. The aortic valve is here, and the pulmonary valve is here, and the tricuspid valve. There, can you go to the blue one that says? Just go.
Put it loud, this one.
Turn the volume up.
There's no volume. So this is just showing how the heart pumps blood. So it goes through into the atrium and goes through through the tricuspid valve into the ventricle, and then gets sucked up by the pulmonary valve and spread to the rest of the body. Same thing here. The atrium fills up. The mitral valve flushes it down into the ventricle, and the aortic valve takes it up into the aorta up here and sends that to the rest of the body. The pulmonary valve takes it to the lungs. So that's alright. You can go to the back.
Is that the whole video?
Is that what the whole video does?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just it's showing you how. Mr. Spedding found it for me. It's
Allow.
So pretty much it's how the valve works, but this is every other valve except for the mitral valve. Wow, this is really like loud, but pretty much it'd be quick, boom, 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 like that. See? So, yeah, the 3 flaps will open and close to let blood
What
out.
valve is that?
That's pretty much, I don't know, it doesn't say, but it's the pulmonary valve or the tricuspid valve or the, guess that's the aortic valve. Yeah.
Does all valves have 3 flaps?
Well, 3 of the 4 do. So the mitral valve only has 2.
Oh,
That's naturally, not my condition. We can go for questions at the end. Lyric? Alright, so, yeah, next slide.
the other button, the down button. Oh, whoops.
So the mitral valve is right here. That's the one with only 2 flaps. And the mitral valve is in the atrium here. And so it connects the atrium and the ventricle. And when these veins here put blood into the atrium during the ventricular contraction, the mitral valve sends, when the ventricular contraction is when when the heart does the lub dub, so it like squeezes and it sends the blood from here down into the ventricle and up here, all in one lub dub. So,
Lub dub.
And the tricuspid valve is next. Okay, so the tricuspid valve is sort of in the same area, is the same thing that the mitral valve does, except the this superior vena cava takes the blood down here and puts it into the atrium. And then during the contraction, the tricuspid valve opens, sends blood into here, and then it gets pulled back up through the pulmonary valve. The air. So here the aortic valve is red because that means oxygenated blood. So blood with oxygen, like Angelina and Fatima, I think. Oh, Angelina and Rasheen, sorry. We're talking about yeah, so same on this diagram, it's red because that means that blood that's already gone to the lungs and has oxygen can be used by the rest of the body. And so when the mitral valve lets blood into the ventricle, the aortic valve takes blood and sends it up to the aorta, and then the aorta kind of branches off to different veins to give the rest of the body blood. Pulmonary valve. The pulmonary valve is blue because that means deoxygenated blood, and the blue, it's also got 3 flaps like that one, and when the tricuspid valve sends blood into the ventricle, it gets taken up by the pulmonary, or gets taken or I don't know, it's put here. And then on this thing here, this one is from Bob or whatever you want to call it over there. And I don't know if it shows it on here, but I think it opens up.
It opens. Well, that's kind of obvious.
Yeah,
but
I guess this shows the ventricles
yeah.
and the atriums. But yeah, I guess it doesn't show that kind of stinks. So the pulmonary valve sends blood, branches off to the 2 lobes or bags of the lungs, and that way the blood can get oxygen and then it comes back in, and it's able to be used by the okay. Yeah, this is what was going to be the heart, and I was going to show you what the I was going to dissect the pig heart. That's pretty much what a pig heart looks like. There. Conclusion.
I would press the next.
I did bad, I know. As a conclusion, the heart has 4 chambers, the right and left atrium and the left and right ventricles. It also has 4 valves, the tricuspid valve, the aortic valve, the mitral valve, and the pulmonary valve. I hope you all learned something. Thanks. So it's just because this one is kind of, this is like how, this is just showing all the valves separately. So it's not actually this. And this is they're both from this like website kind of thing, Adam. And then, but this one is just showing a diagram of the heart showing everything, and that one's showing close up the valves. Routine.
Actually, I think I know, like, the difference. That's just showing, like, the valves on top, like, it's just showing it, like,
that's what I
Yeah. That's what I thought.
and on one picture,
Yes.
it's showing it like this, and then like this on the other side.
Yeah. Kato.
You said that the blue is unoxygenated and the red is oxygenated. But what about the tricuspid and mitral valves? Are those oxygenated?
Those,
or
okay, so those actually don't send blood to the rest of the body. They're white. I guess that's why
Yeah,
the
I
picture is
know,
making
but-
it white. It's because they're, that's a good question. I know the answer. Because I guess if there's no really, like, exact kind of answer, but it's this one kind of works with deoxygenated blood. So once the whole body has been using your blood, right, the blood comes back through veins that would be here, and then gets put, this big superior vena cava, and gets put into the atrium, and then the tricuspid valve sends the deoxygenated blood down into the ventricle, and then the pulmonary valve takes it and it sends it to the lung because, yeah.
So what valve brings it all the way brings it to the body? Was it the superior vena
Well,
cava?
No, this stuff, the blue is for the lungs, right? Then the red, so it goes in through veins here. Once it comes from the lungs once it has oxygen.
Yeah.
Through veins here into the atrium. Then the mitral valve sends blood down into the ventricle, and then the aortic valve takes it up into the aorta, which I guess could be the answer to your question. The aorta does. It's not a valve. It's kind of like it's an artery. So, A is for away. So artery is for away from the heart, right? And so the aortic valve sends the blood to different veins throughout the body that take the blood to the rest of the body.
Okay.
Audrey.
So, like on your veins and your wrists, they're blue because
No.
they're deoxygenated.
No, that's just, they're not actually, if you were to cut open a heart, you would not see blue and red. You would see, you would see red, but that's only because of blood. But they would not be blue and red. They would all be kind of the same, like just white, kind of,
But
like, dark.
what would?
Yeah. Oh, those, they're just, I didn't study the wrists. I could tell you that because they're blue because of any reason, maybe, but I figured that, I guess all of there's veins throughout your body. I can't tell you much more.